Woo!
Yay!
Hooray!
Yes! Finally, another life story!
This is the content I subscribed for! Yeah!
Yay! Hooray! Woo! Yeah! Hooray!
Yeah! Yeah! Yeah!
I recently gave one of the most bomb-awesome presentations of all time in one of the least bomb-awesome classes of all time. The presentation was about how being a leader and solving a Rubik's Cube were similar, and the class it was for was terrible. It was a class everyone had to take their first semester so that we could learn how to be independent and learn how the world works and not sit around like huge derps. We covered all the necessary topics like personal management. The assignment is due in 2 weeks, so if you do a little bit each day, it'll be like nothing. But nobody ever does that. I know. And professionalism. So, tell me about yourself. I am a college student. You hired. If I had to summarize the 40 hours of my life I spent in If I had to summarize the 40 hours of my life spent in that class, it would be respectful to people regardless of their backgrounds, do your homework, and that's it. I spent 97.5% of that class completely bored out of my gourd, but the other 2.5% was golden. On the first day, the professor, Mr. Nachos, said, "All right, we're going on a picnic. Tell me your name and your food." So the first person said their name and a food starting with the first letter of their name. The second person said their name and food, and then the first person's name and food. Going on and on and on, meaning the closer you were to the back, the more names and foods you had to say. Guess where I was? Yep, last. I sat in the back row of the classroom, farthest away from the professor like a total pleb. So I had to go last. Okay, my name is Nolan, and I shall bring nothing. We can do that? Beckett is bringing biscuits. Jimothy is bringing jalapenos. Tobias is bringing a delicious $5 chalupa cravings box from Taco Bell. On and on I went until I got through all 30 students in my class without one single mistake. After I finished, Mr. Nachos said, "Okay, see you all on Thursday." I realized we were 2 minutes past the end of class. I received no recognition for my glorious accomplishment. Also, he never took us on that picnic. Skip ahead a few weeks. We all had an assignment to pick an image and explain why it means leadership. Most people chose pictures like these. I chose this handsome picture of Erno Rubik for personal reasons and did my presentation on how the steps of the beginner's method can be compared to leadership, like forming a plan and giving specific roles to team members and solving complex problems, etc. I brought a cube with me to the front of the class and solved it along with what I was saying, and when I finished, people were impressed, including Mr. Nachos. He was so impressed, in fact, that he elected me to represent our class at an event where this is a really long sentence and I'm running out of breath. At an event where 10 students from the school would give their presentations in front of the entire school. Okay, dokey. On the day of the event, I showed up in my suit looking all professional, and none of the other presenters dressed up. I was the only one. The event began and there was a problem. We, the presenters, had to hold the microphone. They weren't on a podium like I anticipated. I had a cube to solve. And then another problem arose. These presentations were boring. The audience was bored, the faculty was bored, I was bored, and I had to go 8th out of 10, meaning by the time I went up on stage, the audience was gourds. They were so bored. As I was prepping to do a one-handed solve, Mr. Nachos became the absolute coolest guy of all the guys. Want me to hold the mic for ya? Wow, gold star, 10 out of 10, good teacher award, thumbs up, you rock. Yes. He held the mic in front of my face so that I could have both hands. This man. I had him scramble the cube, and as I gave my presentation, I could tell the tone of the room was changing. Every step I completed caused a wave of new energy. I'm not sure if anyone was even paying attention to what I was saying. They just wanted to see the cube solved. When I eventually did solve the cube, the crowd went wild. I got a standing ovation, people were screaming their heads off, and I am not exaggerating. This is how they reacted. When you hang out in the cubing community for a while, you forget that most people have never seen a cube solved before. I had faculty members approach me after asking what schools I had previously attended and how I was such a genius. Haha. Well, you see, the reason I'm so fabulously awesome is that I was homeschooled. I found out later that there was some girl who was especially hyped about my presentation and was sitting next to one of my friends who said, "Hey, that guy has a YouTube channel." And apparently, even though she wasn't a cuber, she watched a bunch of my videos. So if you're watching this, random girl, yo. So yeah, that was an awesome experience. Unfortunately, the very next day, someone stole my backpack with my laptop and textbooks and a bunch of other stuff, and getting it back was pretty much hopeless. But that's a story for another time. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.